good morning, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Africa 2100 Showcase. I'm Beryl Ehondor, and it's a real pleasure to be your host on this virtual gathering of innovators, investors, builders, and believers in Africa's future. Today, we are not just showcasing ventures, we are showcasing vision, the kind of vision that says Africa's story isn't one of potential, it's one of progress, possibility, and partnership. Here at Africa 2100, we're investing in people and turning successful participants to job creators and sponsors of future entrepreneurs. We're fueling a self-sustaining cycle of growth. Our entrepreneurs here at Africa 2100 are creating a lasting change in their communities, and we are here to help them empower their dreams, build futures, and redefine possibilities. Thank you for joining us today. And since we're just starting, I want us to stir our imaginations a little bit. I'm going to ask you a question, and you're going to leave in the chat what you think, right? So in one word, we're going to assume now that we're in the year 2100, right? Africa in the year 2100, we've achieved all our innovation goals. We've gotten our smart cities, they are sustainable, and people are thriving. So, in one word, which you're going to drop in the chat, what do you hope Africa will be known for in the year 2100? I'm looking forward to seeing your exciting feedback in the chat. Thank you and welcome.
Welcome, everybody. So there were two major reasons why we began the Africa 2100 journey. Well, the first is the high unemployment rate on our continent. The unemployment rate for young individuals ranges between 30 to 65%. And that is further being compounded by the fact that our population is growing exponentially with a projection of over 270 million young people entering the workforce for the first time by 2050, at which time almost half of the world's population will sit on a continent. That is half of the world's young population will sit on the African continent. There is no way any entity can create that number of jobs to fully employ or engage over 270 million young people, which means the only alternative is really for self-employment. Unfortunately, we do not have the infrastructure that fosters entrepreneurship on the continent. Additionally, the educational systems do not foster or provide the critical thinking or problem-solving mindsets that will be required to successfully go down this path. So that's where Africa 2100 now comes in. Our mission is to improve lives in these communities by empowering those that aspire to start a business and need help to. And our belief is that if we can successfully help these young people start a business and make it viable, then as their businesses do well, they will create jobs. So they become job creators rather than job seekers. And by so doing, they foster increased commercial activities in their respective communities. They become more confident by virtue of being business owners. And resultingly, they have a voice. They have a voice in their communities, not to mention that they fulfill their potential and can now impact the progress and the growth of their respective communities. How do we plan to do that? Well, how we are already doing that is we've run 2 cohorts, and what we do is anybody who raises their hands to join our community, we bring them in with the understanding they minimally have finished high school or they've completed secondary school. We train them based on the understanding that they have minimally an idea, a business idea that is, and we enroll them in a program which we call the Foundation Readiness Program. And the Foundation Readiness Program is a 12 to 20-week program with self-paced online learning. And we assign them a mentor, a coach, and we help them identify what is that problem they're trying to solve with their business idea. Who is the customer? Who is feeling that pain that they seek to solve? Make them go out and engage those respective individuals to confirm that it indeed is a problem that they'll be willing to spend their hard-earned money on. And once they've done that, they can now determine what is the right solution for these individuals. And they also go back to validate that indeed these prospective customers will also be willing to spend money on this solution to fix the problem that they'd already validated that they do have. Once they've obtained this problem to solution fit, we will expect them to come up with a prototype, minimally a prototype or working, depending on whether it's a product or service, prior to us bringing them on this showcase. So the 3 individuals you're going to see today are individuals that have walked down the journey I just talked to you about and demonstrated readiness to tell you their story, share what their next set of milestones are, and also what exactly they need to hit those milestones and how you can help them. As these aspiring founders continue to make progress, we also provide them with some incubator support. And we hope that within a 3 to 6 month period, we can get them to the point of where they have proof and where they've now obtained some paying customers. But the incubator support is really to help them with the operational readiness as they try to figure out what it would take to scale and engage more customers or go prospect for additional customers. As you will already know, we have multiple partners. It's like they say, it takes a village. And here are some who are helping us. So these are country leads and country partners who have been instrumental with the local logistics as well as enabling these founders within their respective environment to get them to align, focus, and also bring their challenges or constraints to our awareness such that we can continue to enable them accelerate down this path. We also have these generous mentors who I'm eternally grateful to, who work with these individuals for the duration of the program, where they meet with them minimally once every other week and help them try to address the obstacles as well as providing them with guidance on what it will take to advance their respective ideas. So we've covered a lot of ground, and I would like to bring to your attention some of the highlights that we've attained within the last 9 to 10 months over the course of this year. We haven't run any new cohorts this year, but we continue to refine how we execute and continue to experiment to figure out how to increase the engagement, both with you all as well as with the participants within the program. So if you take a minute and just listen to some of the key highlights from earlier this year. So one of the achievements which you didn't see highlighted in the video is the survey that we recently completed, where we were trying to find out from each one of you how we can best meet you where you are. These are some of the initial results that we obtained from the survey we posed to you. We had asked you a number of questions as to how can we best support your needs and how can we get you to better engage with the platform in which we've defined. And the good news is a good number of you validated the platform, that there is truly a need for what we're offering, as well as shared with us how we could get you a deeper engagement from you in what we're doing here, as you can see from the information on the slide. The critical aspects is you've now provided us with guidance as to some of the constraints that prevents you from getting more involved, the trust issues that you personally feel in engaging with anything on the continent. And we now recognize that we will need to provide you with that trusted, transparent, and relationship-driven platform. And to that effect, we started working on some of those ever since the last showcase. We've now defined a framework for providing you with some level of transparency and comfort for what it would take to invest in some of these founders that you will see today. And these are some of the steps that we've baked out. I will now call on Sean to take you through some of his experiences, because he and his group have been instrumental in helping us define what exactly would be required to give you the comfort level to keep making progress with the engagement and interactions with not just the founders, but with Africa 2100.
Yes, thank you for that, Shooty. My name is Sean Jarrett, and I am someone who attended the Africa 2100 showcase back in July. I was a last minute attendee, but nonetheless came in and didn't really understand sort of what I was going to be experiencing. But nonetheless, I walked away just fascinated by the entire process. And I believe that there were 5 entrepreneurs that were showcased there. And I said, man, this is a small amount of money these folks were asking for. So a small amount of money on our side of the world, translates to something big on their side. So I walked away with the idea of, can I get some friends of mine to sort of share in the risk with me or share this opportunity with me? So my pitch was pretty straightforward. Give me 50% of your Starbucks budget, and let's see if we can do some good with that. And so I worked out the math. Caramel macchiato costs about $8. So you figure there's 200 business days in a year. So 2 times 8 is 1,600. You're probably spending on coffee in a given year or more. I said, give me half of that, roughly, $800 or so. And if I can pull 5 people together, then we can sort of do some good. So that was my strategy. I went, had a conversation with 6 friends. Of the 6 friends I talked to, 4 agreed. And so we founded the 50% of Starbucks Budget Investment Club with the goal of funding one of these entrepreneurs that we saw in the showcase, or at least that I saw in the showcase back in July of this year. Since I got my friends together, my partners together, we interviewed 4 of the 5 entrepreneurs that attended the showcase. Of the 4, 2 weeks ago, we had a meeting that was open to the Africa 2100 ecosystem, and during the course of that meeting that was open, we announced that we believe that one of the 4 individuals that we interviewed was ready for investment. Doesn't mean that the others weren't worthy. One of them, one of the 5, actually probably without the one that's had the most developed business plan, his request was too large, so that therefore we didn't consider him. But of the 4 that we did sit down and interview, we selected Edith Joseph from Fruits and Veggie Signature as the person that we thought was ready for outside investment. And right now, you see a showcase up there. We are at the point where I met with my partners. We have discussed the terms. I've had multiple meetings with Edith since our meeting 2 weeks ago when we announced that we would select her for possible investments. And so I've worked out her financials. We have a better understanding of what the ask is and a full understanding of the entire investment. And so we should be sending her a term sheet later this week. Now, I go through all of this, to say this to you. Again, I'm currently an unemployed financial services person that recently moved to Atlanta, but I saw the value in this. And if I can get 5 friends together or 4 friends together with me, that makes 5. If I can get 5 friends together or 4 friends together to invest in one of these things, so can you. I mean, you have I'm sure individuals out there have a large network of folks, and in essence, this is not somebody coming out of the blue asking you for money. Shooty has vetted these individuals, and so in essence, and vetted these ideas. So you're being exposed to, in essence, almost like a finished product to be able to put your money into. You will have to do some due diligence, but I think there's a great opportunities here. So again, with that said, I just want to reiterate the fact again that you can, can you or would you speak to 5 friends and see if you can get them to join you in funding one of these ventures? Again, Shruti, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for the opportunity for me to tell my story, and have a great day.
Given that we haven't conducted any cohorts this year and I need to obtain a product to market fit for sustaining the program, we have identified some of the ways you can continue to stay involved. We recently launched or have been working on a mobile app that's going to launch before the end of this month. And based on the experiences we've obtained from the first 2 cohorts, we now identify that there are 3 levels of founders. And in trying to meet them where they are, we've come up with 3 tiers, which will be executed through the mobile app. And these are what you see here. So we're asking those of you who are interested in sponsoring a founder, these are some of the ways you could do so by providing sponsorship to any one of them at these various levels. Additionally, if you prefer to invest in a founder, you can do that as well. I just shared the framework that we will typically utilize to meet you where you are and get you to the comfort zone. And finally, you can always join our ecosystem. As I always share, the problem that we're trying to solve is bigger than all of us individually. However, if we get together collectively, there is nothing that can stand in our way. And the way we can achieve that collective force for addressing these issues is through building a strong ecosystem where we're directly connected, we're constantly informed, and we can leverage the power of the many rather than the one. And so by formally joining an ecosystem, I'm confident that we can begin to make and see significant progress and accelerate this journey for each one of these founders, as well as on the continent, building sustainable communities across our continent. So with that said, I thank you for your time. I thank you for taking the time to be engaged, as well as your continued involvement and engagement in what we have to offer here. Thank you again.
Thank you, Mr. Trudy, for that amazing talk on the FRP vision and the journey so far. Thank you so much for all you do for Africa 2100. We are excited, we're happy, we're proud of you, and we love the great work you are doing. Thank you also to everyone who has partnered with us. Continue to partner with us, and we'll keep partnering with us because we look forward to more people participating in this vision. Before we move to the lineup of presenters to listen to the next set of African innovators and entrepreneurs, we have an exciting guest. He's SoxThePoet. Yes, his name is Sunderland Ndue. He's a poet, he's a mentor, he's an activist, he's a creative visionary. SoxThePoet is a multi-talented creative. He's a mentor and activist with keen interest in addressing societal challenges such as inequality, oppression, conflict, and poverty from a youth perspective. He's a versatile writer, I love that, with nuanced understanding of the political, economic, cultural, and social context in Zimbabwe and beyond. He is driven by a desire to make the world a better place, one word at a time. His art is designed to inform and engage those in positions of power and influence, with the goal of producing work that is both thought-provoking and impactful. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you SoxThePoet. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. My name is SoxThePoet, and the piece that I have prepared is called The Big Question. We realize that as much as we spend a lot of time thinking about how best to change the world and, different innovations around that point, what we often forget to do is to think and talk about integrity, what all this, like what it entails in the work that we do, and also understand its importance. So this piece is themed around that. I hope you enjoy. In this world, there are two types of men, one with integrity and everyone else. But be careful, everyone else pretends to be the former, never the latter. Those who belong to the latter are often cunning and smarter. They pack a mean deck and play everyone else like poker. They bet on morality and profit once they have lost it. The latter cut corners and still expect honors. Buy tenders and are big spenders. Throw dollars at the face of lawyers. Preach honesty but are cunning and nasty. Their financial flows are illicit and more scandals complicit. When no one is watching, they flaunt their true colors and start scheming. Spread propaganda on how they are always winning. Their location is venomous. They lie for a living, bellies enormous. They love corruption. They carry it like a scepter. They are septic, eclectic skeptics. Unto justice they are inimical. Their labor is minimal, but their returns magical. The latter are all the same. From whatever class they belong, they believe life is the survival of the fittest, not the fittest. They are repulsed by the concept of due diligence, but love negligence. They are so untrustworthy. Even the air they breathe is deceitful and dirty. And the worst part is they They are the most of us. They are the lot of us, hiding behind the phrase, we are just trying to survive like the rest of the world. The latter rejoice in vanity and forget that the weight of a man's soul is measured through his deeds, that hard work and excellence will always outlive every other fallacy. Legacy is built by men and women of integrity. There is luster and permanence in integrity, and those who belong to this cluster are built to last. They are celebrated for they dare do deeds that are divine. They are gods living amongst men, carrying the weight of the world on their shoulders, and they do all this on their own volition. In this world, there truly are two types of men, one with integrity and everyone else. So be mindful of this. The latter seeks glory and is driven by greed, while the former seeks justice and is driven by greed. It is not personal glory that the former seeks. They just want to leave this world better than they found it. They are icons of integrity. So the question is, what kind of a leader and what kind of a man are you, the former or the latter? In this world, there are two types of men. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed.
Hi, my name is Michael Mengo. I am based in Nairobi, Kenya, the green city in the sun in East Africa. And my venture is Soleil Energy. We're an energy transformation company, and our hope is to bring affordable, clean energy to homes all across the African continent. But a little bit about me. I would love to tell you where my journey began, and it began in 1994. From that image that you're seeing right in front of you, that's Professor Wangari Maathai, the first African woman to win the Nobel Peace Prize for her work in activism for preserving the environment. And seeing her fight so passionately for the environment is what inspired me to start making changes in my own life to make a lasting impact on our society. So what was my contribution? I noticed by doing my research that we've had a growth in non-polluting fuels. More and more people are transitioning away from biomass and are now coming into LPG. And this is the segment of the market that our company hopes to represent and give a solution to. And how are we going to do it? We're going to do it by first looking at the human cost. Every year in Kenya, 23,000 people lose their lives due to unhealthy or polluting fuels. But there has been a change, almost 50% growth in the use of LPG, which is the next clean fuel that the government is pushing. However, there is an opportunity. This opportunity represents itself in a very clear way. More and more people are finding it unaffordable to cook using gas due to taxes and many other reasons. And businesses are also suffering because they use electricity, which fuel is used to actually create. Meaning some people are spending all the way from 500 Kenya shillings all the way to 2,000 shillings just to run their small fast food business. And these are the people I hope to give a great opportunity to change from what they're using to what we want them to use. And the solution is here. This is the Jiko Smart. It's a clean, battery-powered induction cooker, and the kit actually includes a cooker, panel, and everything contained in one beautiful package. And this is the product we want to bring to the market. Why is it so important? It's a portable design, meaning you can actually take it camping with you. You can put it in the back of your car and actually go out and do what you need to do without the worry of carrying a gas cylinder which could probably explode in your car or your home. So this is the solution we're bringing to the market. And as you can see from that image, that's just one of the modular ways in which one product can spawn very many products. So this is why you need our solution. It's environmentally friendly. We're using the sun, the most abundant resource on the planet, to generate energy for people. Number two, we're actually giving you money back. Every month, I spend around $30 on gas. If I could give this money back to you through our product by making sure it lasts at least 7 years, you would be saving a total of $2,300. That's a lot of money. For some Kenyan families, that would be the deposit on their next home. And this is what I hope to do with this venture. And above all else, it's safe. When we build this product, we are not just making a product, we're making a safe product that will actually help you in your home. And not just cooking. You can use it to power your fridge, your microwave, maybe even plug in your iron box when there's a blackout. So you don't just have energy, but you have convenience at your fingertips. So there is a market opportunity. In Kenya alone, 23% of our population uses liquid petroleum gas. And of this 23%, that represents around 8 million middle-class consumers. So in the next 5 years, if we could get this opportunity to bring this product to market, we have a possibility of making $384 million in revenue. That's around 50 billion Kenya shillings. And this is why we need to accelerate this vision and bring it to fruition as quickly as possible. So our goals are just simple. We want to make it affordable. We want to expand this product into as many homes as possible. And also, because this product is slated to cost between $500 to $700 for the domestic model and $1,000 to maybe $1,200, this means that many people will be able to actually purchase this product, bring it into their homes, and immediately start saving money. So we have a team behind us. All these people that you see named in this slide are actually professionals. They've been working in their respective industries for 10, 15 years, so they know this business back to front. They know how they're going to assist us in delivering this vision of clean cooking energy to people across the African continent. So we have had some traction, and this comes in the view that we've actually interviewed consumers, and these consumers are the people who informed our decision to actually push forward and render this product. And then other than that, we've bootstrapped this product. We've done what we can, and that's where we've been able to build some prototypes, and we're about to complete it in October of 2025. And also, just to make this product affordable, we have started relationships with 4 major commercial banks. These banks are going to give us a pay-go model, meaning someone will be able to put a deposit down and then pay the same amount of money that they would normally pay for gas to have this product in their home, meaning they're not just saving money, but they have affordable access to that energy whenever they need it. So what is our need? Our main goal right now, being a seed venture, is to actually build a prototype. The prototype is the first step in helping us achieve our goal of making a product available to our consumers. And we therefore have a funding request of $3,000. This $3,000 is in the form of a loan. This will enable us to buy higher quality parts to build this specific product. And other than that, we are going to be able to give you 10% equity share in our business, that is Soleil Energy. And the loan will be payable because from that money, we expect to do a limited production run to actually generate some revenue. And this means that in a very short amount of time, you'll get your money back, and we'll also be in a position to actually get even more funding from climate change funds all across the world. So I want to invite you to join me in this amazing journey of transformation. And I hope that you see the vision the way I see it. Any questions? Go ahead and ask.
Hello everyone, I am Michael Ndue, the founder and CEO of HardTech Solutions. We are located in the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, Nigeria. In 2022, I realized I needed to differentiate myself from the IT resellers in Wuse Zone 3, Abuja. It led me to discover Africa 2100. I embarked on the entrepreneurial journey, faced challenges, persisted, and continued on my journey because I believe in the freedom of choice. Tech startups in Nigeria face what we classify as the hidden cost of a broken market, with vendors increasing laptop prices to 46 to 113%, downtime costing the productivity of these companies 2 to 4 weeks, depending on the severity of the damage, and the penetration of used laptops rising to 40% in Nigeria it gives these businesses a concern to be worried. We are on a mission to empower startups with affordable laptops, reducing downtime, cutting costs, and protecting their intellectual property. With our value proposition, tech startups can access laptops plans either by purchasing outrightly, paying to own, or paying to upgrade, leaving us with the responsibility of providing maintenance, repairs, and upgrade plans, as well as original laptops. The tech ecosystem in Africa has been on a rise, with Lagos, Nigeria leading with 419 startups on the average, Nairobi, Kenya with 287 startups, Cairo, Egypt with 335 startups, Accra, Ghana, 91 startups, Kigali, Rwanda, 99 startups, and Dhaka, 132 startups, all within a period of 2017 to 2025. Our unique selling point involves our flexible access plan, offering these businesses the options of either purchasing outrightly, paying to own, or paying to upgrade, leaving us with the sole responsibility of maintaining, repairing, and replacing these laptops for them. And our laptops are purely brand new laptops. And we built this business model by involving this business in how they choose to access these laptops. We are in a fast-moving market. We own a first mover's advantage, and we are actively preparing to scale regionally on the after. In October 2024, we discovered this business model, studied it, moved to a market survey in March 2025. I transitioned from an IT reseller to a flexible laptop access plan provider. And in May, I felt I've reached a critical point where the first two segments of my customers didn't want to adopt this business model, which led me to August, a problem solution fit, my value proposition getting accepted, and we introducing a hybrid plan as decided by two different businesses, leading me to finish the development of our website in September. Next, in October, we are engaging with incubators and accelerators. We are pushing for a trial program in November and December, and we need to onboard 3 subscribers in January 2026. Our average monthly recurring revenue involves a best case scenario of 194,000, rising to 1.3 million, a conservative case rate of 229,000, rising to 2.3 million, and a best case scenario of 3.1 million, rising to 15.8 million. During our survey, we met willing prospects who participated, like Mr. Victor, who helped me to tailor this business model, giving me the recommended laptops, the corporate sales, and asking for a hybrid plan which solved Mr. Alamin's issue of his proprietary intellectual property being at risk. I lead as the founder and CEO, having spent 5 years in Viable Solutions, 2 years as manager, and I am responsible for the vision and execution, with Mr. Ndue Ombasi, who has a decade and 4 years of IT reselling experience. He is a rated OEM business partner, and he deals with only original laptops. Our go-to-market strategy involves a trial program in Q4 2025, onboarding 3 subscribers in Q1 2026, and a needed expansion to Kaduna in Q3 2026. We will need to test our business model by being introduced to tech startups, providing laptop insurance coverage, Apple and Lenovo partnerships, a social media marketing, and 6 to 9 laptops for trial. Our ideal investor should be the right person, should be willing to welcome the risk, and should believe in our vision. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Collince Ouma Migire, the founder of OUS Flex Furnitures, staying at Voi, Kenya. Every piece has a story. We just give it a second chance. In Voi and across Kenya, I noticed that many people struggle to get rid of old furnitures, leaving countless usable pieces discarded. To solve this problem, 2 years ago, OUS Flex Furnitures was formed mainly to turn this waste into beautiful, affordable furniture for every home in our community. In our community, access to quality and affordable furniture is limited. Customer service and delivery from most suppliers are poor. At the same time, unemployment remains high, with over 1.7 million of Kenyans are unemployed. Meanwhile, the global demand for sustainable furniture continues to grow. Our vision is to be the leading provider of stylish, affordable, and sustainable furniture solutions, blending the charm of beauty refurbished pieces with new quality of new designs. We came up with solutions as follows. We offer product modern packaging with style. We deliberate community by collecting waste furnitures and later recycle them. We offer free delivery and installation to our customers. And lastly, we create jobs. So far, our sources of revenue are distributed as follows. First, refurbishing services to our customers contributes 25% of our revenues. Second, direct sales from our physical shop contributes 30% of the revenue. Third, sales of refurbished and used products contributes 40%. With some students from colleges, universities, self-employed and working class in the community. And lastly, low income in the community. With the proper coaching and mentorship I received from African Plate 100, we have employed 4 carpenters and 2 casoles compared to 1 carpenter and 1 casole we started with. And we have recycled 2,100 pieces of furniture 3 years ago. And from our records, we have generated a gross sales of 20,015 USD with a profit of 2569.75 USD in 2024. To determine our growth, we have generated a gross sales of 2162.9 USD with a profit of 2633 USD within 8 months this year. Our goal is to serve 10,000 households in Voi and outskirts with affordable furniture, expand youth employment to 20 direct jobs in carpentry, logistics, and customer service. Also recycle over 4,000 pieces of old furniture annually. And lastly, scale our production to 2 additional towns beyond Voi with a projection of 20,000 households. Our marketing relies on referrals from 10,000 happy customers. It also relies on social media platforms and physical displays, i.e. through posters and billboards. Our next milestone, we are seeking an investment of 7,000 USD, preferably loan at 10% interest per year. 1. Scale our production capacity. 2. Expand our operations to new towns. 3. Recycle over 4,000 pieces of furniture per year. 4. Create over 20 job opportunities for the youth. The team behind OUS Flex Furnitures: Ouma Collince Migire, the founder and creating lead; CPA David George, accounting officer managing financial records; Mr. Joseph Ake, head of carpentry team. At OUS Flex Furnitures, he believed in transforming homes affordably while bringing a change in the community. Thank you and welcome for questions.
All right, I am honored to be joining you today on this call. I have to say I've enjoyed being part of Africa 2100. For those of you who do not know me formally, my name is Dr. C. Adam Calorie. I've been on many, many calls since about mid-year. I actually joined Africa 2100 back in January when I had the opportunity to meet Mr. Chudy. And after our conversation, I really enjoyed the mission, and I was impressed by the mission. I was impressed by the mission of the organization. I knew immediately I wanted to be part of it. So let me give you a little sense of my background. For the last 14 years, I've been working with the small business community, primarily working with two national programs, one being the United States Small Business Administration's Emerging Leaders Program, and another was called the Goldman Sachs 10,000 Small Business Program. Both of those programs focused on working with businesses similar to yours, up and running, making a difference in their community with a product and a service to sell. Others were also in the startup phase where they were just moving that idea that they had and trying to move it forward to conception. In both cases, though, the dream was the same, and that is to make something special out of an ambition or just a mere thought that they had and turn it into a business operation. What I love about this program is that we actually are able to bridge two communities. One community, of course, coming from the continent, and I'm enjoying hearing about the ideas and the dreams and the thoughts that are in the minds of the entrepreneurs there. And we see the potential of being able to bridge to this continent and create some international opportunities for both domestic, in this case, US-based businesses, as well as businesses on the continent. I see great potential here. And I love the fact that all of you are willing to share your ambitions, your fears, your positive nature, and continue to move forward to make something happen that's special. And I also want to thank the investors who have decided to step in early and participate with us as well. I think you're going to benefit tremendously from just the relationships that are formed through this union, but also financially as some of the businesses truly take off and do well into the future. So I'm just honored. I feel privileged to be part of this team and to serve as an advisor with Mr. Chudy and also with other members that are located in the diaspora. Take care and be well.